hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Chatting with the Experts TV show with me, Paula Okone, as your host. Every week, I bring to you women who are so outstanding in what they do, and their mission and my mission is to inspire, empower, and educate women globally. Today's no exception, and today the topic is how to monetize your ideal audience's questions using AI. With me to do that will be Angela Heath, and I'll tell you a little bit about her. She's the creator of AI Biz Generators, and she'll be teaching us how to create a lead magnet that boosts your email list, and also she'll teach us tips for writing and selling an ebook using AI. I'll tell you something about her. For over 25 years, Angela has traveled the country as an expert speaker, trainer, and consultant. Her clients include small business owners who want to gain visibility for their expertise through simple AI and creating their own books. And with that, I welcome Angela to Chatting with the Experts. Hi, Angela.
Hello, podcast Paula. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. And I'm even better now that you're here joining us to teach us about these, some of these tips that we can use as a small business owner, because we hear so much about AI. It's a bit scary sometimes, but you always make it seem so easy. And that's why I asked you to come on again. So thanks for saying yes.
You are quite welcome.
All right. So one of the things we want to talk about is how to create a lead magnet in order to grow our email list. As small business owners, that is one of the things that we try to do, grow our email list. So Angela, tell us a bit about that, please.
All right. So we have two options. We probably have more than that, but just think about it. If we want to attract our audience, we definitely have to figure out what they want, because we can think we know what they want, but when it's time for them to download, buy, leave an email address, we might be wrong. So there's a lot of things, slow ways. We can do surveys, we can do customer questionnaires, we can, go on listening posts over at Facebook and LinkedIn, see what people are talking about. And that's all good. And we should be doing that. We should be actively engaged with our audiences. But now, Paula, we have AI. So let's take advantage of tools that are already available so that we can make sure we are giving the people what they want. They got questions. If we're experts, we have answers.
I agree. So what are the answers? Because as I said, we hear so much about AI. Everything these days, AI. And when I speak to you, I just see someone who's having fun, not just in discovering things, but also in sharing what you have learned and helping your customers. So tell us about this.
All right. So I do. I have fun with it because, listen, I always say you can either join the party or you can get out of the room. But either way, AI is not going anywhere. It's a tool. Let's use it for good, especially really small solo operations. Let's get some of that power to do things we've never been able to do before. That is what I always say. So let's go over to AI, and we are going to look at Answer the Public. That's the name of the tool.
Oh.
I love Answer the Public. This is based on real up-to-date searches. So it's current, it's accurate, and it's based on Google. When we put our keyword here, whatever it is we want to know about. And we can do a search. Now we can get 3 free searches. I think it's a month. I'm not sure, but you get 3 free searches, I think, a month. and then you have to pay. So of course, I always use the free tools unless I have to go up. I've done a couple searches already because I wanted to save us some time. So one of the searches, you just put your keyword here. That's all you have to do. And you tell it, what country, what language, that's it. And then you simply search.
So, okay, so I'm going to stop you there just for a
Okay.
second. So you said we can tell it what country. So this is global. This is not just United States only. We can put any country.
Yeah, you see all of those countries that are available.
Okay.
And you can find out what people in different countries are looking for. And it will be different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can I get back to the US?
Oh, yes, please do.
It's not moving up.
Okay,
We
hold
don't want
on.
Iceland.
I think there's a search bar there. So it's a search function. Yeah, put in the US there.
It is not the search function. It is, see right here, where you're supposed to be able to scroll up. It's not moving.
That's what I love about technology.
I will try.
Okay, yeah, that's what I
That's
meant.
what you were
There we
talking
go.
about.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
talking about.
Okay.
There we go.
I thought you meant over here. Okay.
Oh, no.
US language search. So
Okay.
since we don't have a lot of time, Paula, I did a quick search. It will only take like maybe a minute or so, depending on how many searches came up.
Yeah.
So I did one today, and it is AI for business. I was so surprised. There's only 207 results. The search volume is pretty low, 6,600. It tells you that it's supposed to be good, but that's pretty low because
That
most
is
of the
low.
time, yeah, when I'm searching, I'm getting up there to really high numbers. And look how expensive, if you were going to use this keyword, AI for business, that would be pretty expensive to search. Now, I've been told by the marketing people, you can't say that, Angela, because it depends on what people are selling. And if they are going to make a profit, they can spend $1,000 to get a customer. It would be worth it. You have to run the numbers. Anyway, it gives you like the who, when, where, why, what of all of these searches, and it'll put it in different sort of ways for you to analyze it. So you'll get the wheel. Here's the wheel. And it's kind of cool to look at. Let's see if we can make it a little bit smaller so you can see it.
Oh, some of us
And
can't
it
see
will,
it.
yeah, I mean, it'll
Okay,
just
that's
show
good.
you
Okay.
here all of the questions around how, there's 20 questions there. This is how much it's going to cost you. And so you can say, hey, I'm going to do a booklet with the top 5 questions on how to use AI for business, because this is what they are asking for. And you just take each one of the questions and you can make a blog post or whatever you want out of that.
Okay,
And
so
go
can you
ahead.
just click on like that one? You highlighted one a minute, that's not a minute, a second ago.
Mhm.
If you scroll down a bit, we may be able to see that.
Well, let's go over to the list.
Okay, that makes
That's
sense.
just the visualization of it. You don't have to use that.
Okay,
So when you go over to the list, you can see it a little bit better.
right.
Yeah. So you can see all of the keywords. You can see the volume and the costs per click. And when you pay for it, you can even get more information. But let's just say we decided this is actually a good one for a demo because there is not as much in terms of search volume for this keyword. I could take all of these, and turn it into a book. I could say, here's the top questions all small business builders are asking about AI. When you do this, the people will come to your lead magnet, to your book, to your offer, because you are giving the people what they want. When you promote your tools, you would say, hey, I'm answering this question and that question is, and you know that your people have these questions because they're over on Google asking for answers. This is a powerful tool. A lot of marketing folks already knew about it. I've known about it for a little while, and I just I'm always amazed. Sometimes I think a keyword will do good in terms of what people are talking about. And I go over like this one. I thought AI for business might be a good keyword, but it was not. So you can download your results, do your 3 searches, and compare. And then you can determine what keywords you want to use.
Okay, I'll stop you there again. So we saw that there wasn't much search volume for the keyword AI for business. But when we went to the list, can you go back to the list just briefly? Okay, right. We see, okay, I guess the different versions of that same question. Like, what can AI do for business? That's the one that has 90. AI for business 2024. It says, what does that mean? Numbers stroke 2. Does that mean?
So it's trying to help us. It's trying to
okay.
help us because we didn't come up with the most fascinating keyword. So it's saying, look, here's some other why questions that people are asking. Here's some other how questions that are sort of related to the keyword that you put in. It's trying to help us find the right keywords because for real, the goal of this tool is to get you to advertise on Google. So they are helping us find the right keywords that we can use. Now, let me show you real quickly what else you can do with this. It's really good for research, for understanding your audience, for coming up with topics and things like that. So we go over to Grandpa ChatGPT.
I love how you call it Grandpa.
That is Grandpa. And then we can take our data from Answer the Public and we can upload it to ChatGPT.
So you downloaded the answer at the CSV file, and now you're uploading it to ChatGPT, correct?
I am uploading that file to ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, train. It already knows that, but I still say it just in case. Train, look at that, on this data. And tell me the 5 most requested topics. Now I'm narrowing it down. For this one, we picked a keyword that didn't have as much, but there are some keywords. If I would have did freelancing, you would have seen it would have had like, tens of thousands of searches. Okay. So it's kind of good that we have something that is not, okay, it says, look like your file structure isn't expected. I know it can do it because I've done it before. Oh, it's just saying that it takes a little time because of the way I put it in.
Okay.
And anyway.
You have GPT 4.0. Is that one of the updated versions?
Yeah, I have the paid version.
Okay.
You have the paid version.
So that can do a lot more than a free one.
Well, it really does depend on what you use ChatGPT for. If you don't use it a lot, stay with free because you can really do a lot with free.
Yes.
So it is like taking a long time. I didn't know it was going to analyze everything. I don't need a visual. I just need the content, but it's still analyzing. So what it's going to give us when it finally analyzes it is the 5 topics that, okay, I guess we just learned a lesson there that it doesn't always work. But it should give us the 5 topics. It's the file structure. They didn't like the file structure.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe it was a bit too big, and it's asking if you can clean the data. Oh my gosh, we're talking about AI as though it's a person. That still gets to me.
And the problem with that is if you have a big data sheet, you're not going to want to do all of that. This is really interesting. AI is unpredictable because I've done this numerous times. So I know that it will work. So I'm not really understanding what the problem with it is.
Okay.
Anywho, let's do something different.
Right.
If one thing doesn't work, we just go on to the next thing. That's what I've learned. That's what I really learned about AI. A lot of this stuff is trial and error. You know, we think sometimes that we've got our prompts down, our prompts are working. They might make a change with, Chat GPT, and then all of a sudden your prompt won't produce what you expected it to do. So let's go to a fresh chat.
Okay.
And we were talking about AI for business. So I am going to ask ChatGPT, I'm going to say, based on research, what are the top questions?
So we're planning on taking this information, and this, as you mentioned, will be one of the ways to write an ebook that you can sell.
Right.
Okay.
So we want to be able to give the people what they want.
Right.
So this is like really important for us to know. We get the questions that the people want, we turn it into something. So if these are the top questions that people are asking, small businesses, remember that's our audience, then we would take each one of these and we can create whatever we want from it. I can just tell it, take number one and produce a blog post and then you want to put your customer avatar in. I've got a couple customer avatars ready for this exercise. So let me put a customer avatar in. So this is a person who she runs a business that is a small business. She's a creative director, and I want to write blog posts for specifically creative directors. So I'm going to put the information about that avatar in there.
Okay.
Now you see it is talking specifically to small business owners who are creative directors. You see how niche down that is? So if you know that of all the small businesses, you go back and you can have ChatGPT analyze any logs that you have of customers, and you find out that creative directors are coming over to use your services more often, whatever little niche it is. Then you can get more specific. So I could write one for creative directors. I can change it up. If I've got another niche, I can say, write the same topic for, and this time I'm going to say plumbers.
Okay. So what you did initially, you had already created an avatar. You gave her a name, Emily Johnson. Mm-hmm. And you just now took that information and dropped it into the search.
Right. So you always wanted to have an avatar. Somebody is going to write to. So you can change it. You see, I changed it to plumbers. It's the same exact topic, but for plumbers, it's pulling up different information. Like we didn't have the automated billing and invoicing when we're talking to a creative director. Okay. So it's going to get our niche information, right, that we can use. Now, just imagine if you want to do a book and say, now, let's say create, we don't have a lot of time, so let's do a really short one. Let's say create 8 chapters for a book targeting small podcasters who are having difficulty attracting listeners. You always want to give a pain point. So when I do the customer avatar, it's going to have their major pain points. What are the problems they're trying to solve? What are the aspirations that they have? Because we want to write directly to this. So just to give you a quick one, we would say, give us 8 chapters. Now here's the name of our book, and here are all of our 8 chapters. And then of course, we would change all of this. One of the things we would do is give it a tone, right? I like my own tone. You heard people say ChatGPT has no soul, it all sounds alike, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, if you don't put a tone in there, then it will sound like all the same. But we know we always put a tone in there. So I would say, okay, let's regenerate using my tone. You should
Now, you would
always,
have created your tone. I mean, you would have.
you should create your tone. Very easy to do. All you have to do is feed the monster some samples of your writing. If you don't want to do that, you can do a tool called Voice In, where you would then, Voice In is up here, you can speak it. You don't even have to type it. You don't have to upload it. You put your tone in there, and then you're going to say, hey, we want you to regenerate using this tone. And let's real quickly just look at the first chapter and see how it is going to sound different as it's generating the next few chapters. So,
Oh my word, Angela.
Look at this without the tone.
Amazing. You know, this is a short and quick episode just to, you know, show my viewers and listeners how you can monetize your ideal audience's questions using AI. And, you know, you've done a great job in demonstrating how to do just that, you know, writing a, well, first of all, creating the lead magnet and now using AI to generate an ebook. We are not going to keep you much longer because you told me this had to be short and sweet, and you've done it.
But I can't leave, Paula. I have one more thing I must show you, and it is short.
All right.
So we've talked about the lead magnets, you know, the blog post, you can do an article, you're going to do your tone, you're going to make sure you're writing directly to your audience. You're going over to answer the public. You're answering the questions that they all want to know. Now, here is the gold. I have a prompt that basically is saying, I want to make 6 figures by leveraging my book. You might remember when ChatGPT became very popular, there was this young guy who told ChatGPT, I want to make $100,000. Show me how. I've only got X number of thousands of dollars to invest. And he hit his goal. So I want to achieve a 6-figure vision by leveraging my book. And I'm putting the name of your book in here. You put the name of your book, your target audience. Since we don't have much time, let me just say, subject matter experts.
You've drawn me in. I'm leaning forward.
Who want to learn podcasting. And you are offering, let's see, a 6-week course, 6-week live course, and coaching. That's all you can think of to offer.
Okay.
So I'm telling it, we want this person to make 6 figures. So break it down. Give us a structured plan based on real market rates for how we're going to get to 6 figures. This is the goal. This is the beauty of AI. Look at this plan. It's going to tell you your book $19.99. You're going to sell 3,000 copies. That's going to give you $59,000, right?
That's 5 figures.
That's too high, because if you're selling it on Amazon, you're not going to get 100% of the royalties.
Of course.
But if you're selling it on your own, but 3,000 copies in a year is really pretty good. You've got to figure out bulk purchases, some licensing deals or whatever. So here's your course. Your course, the basic tier to $497. This is real data, $997. You only need 100 basic and 50, and you're gonna make $99,000. You're already there. But no, you're gonna add your coaching packages, $2,000. That's pretty good for 8 1-hour sessions. That's 40 grand. Your group coaching, 36 grand. Your online community, these you have to grow. You have to take a lot of time to grow online communities, but it can be done. Speaking, you should be speaking. Look at all of these upsells that is telling you. In 1 year, you can make $347,820. And here's your structured plan. It tells you everything you're supposed to do every month. This is the goal.
This is the icing on the cake, folks. Look at that. Angela, you have exceeded my expectation. Well, I shouldn't say that because you always do. Woo! I know we're short on time. So tell us, what's the next step? I mean, how can people get in touch with you if they want to learn so much more than what you showed us today?
So I've got 2 opportunities. I'm only going to talk about one. I do a class every month. The next class is starting September 3rd. It is Write Your Way to Revenue, how subject matter experts, professionals can create a book that then I just showed you $300,000, $400,000 that we're going to pull out of a book. So what? If you don't meet all of those projections, you should still be able to get to 6 figures if you follow a detailed plan. So those are the kinds of things we do. We not only help you figure out how to write the book that your audience really wants, and then attract them off the pages of the book into your sales funnel, which is set up based on research from AI. If you can't write, don't want to write, no problem. We'll use your tone, your brand brilliance, your stories. We'll embed it all, and you will have a tool that will serve you well for a year. So it's coming up in September, but I do it every month until the end of this year. It's called Write Your Way to Revenue.
Write Your Way to Revenue. And if they want to get in touch with you, are you on Facebook, IG, LinkedIn?
Yeah, the best place to find me is LinkedIn. I am the real Angela Heath. I got dashes in between each word, but the real Angela Heath over on LinkedIn is probably the easiest way to find me.
Thank you so much. And folks, as I promised, you were inspired, educated, oh yes, and empowered by what you learned today. And if you'd like to be a guest on my show, Chatting with the Experts TV show, reach out to me on my website, which is chattingwiththeexperts.com. I'm also on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. Just search for Paula Okone. You'll find me there. I'm also on Instagram. My handle there is @chat_experts_podcast. I get it wrong all the time, and it's my show. And I'm on Facebook as Paula Okone. Thank you so much, Angela. I knew that you would teach us, because I have definitely learned a lot today. Thanks again for being a guest.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.